News Network, Radyo Ronda, DZBS Baguio. Member, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas. Karambola sa DWIZ. Programang sasagutin ang iba't ibang isyu at mga balita. Karambola sa DWIZ. Tatalakayin, hihimayin at pagtatalunan ang iba't ibang mga isyu. Karambola sa DWIZ. Programang pwede kang mag-unsa, pero for now, pwede ka rin mas-run. At ngayon, narito na ang inyong mga karambulista at ang programa Karambola sa DWIZ. Karambola.
Ang naubusan daw yung mga bulaklak mo eh.
Uy,
Grabe.
final. At least kumikita na sila.
Oo.
Grabe
Finally.
dati, awang-awa ako sa kanila.
Wala yan.
Parang
Pandemic,
ghost town ng
yeah,
ano,
ghost town doon.
ang Dos Castilla Street nun. Sa ano.
Alam mo may mga ganyan na mga areas ha. Halimbawa, yung pinupuntahan palagi ni Trixie pag Christmas.
Oo.
Doon sa may Quiapo,
Okay.
may mga Hopia.
Oo,
May mga areas na ganyan na kung gusto mo ng ganitong pinakamasarap na
Hamon,
hopia,
dati,
hamon,
tatlo
etc.
yan eh.
Ito yun.
Sa isang lugar, oo. Para siyang may distrito.
Parang may distrito, oo.
Pati sa dati sa Domingo, ang tawag ko doon cholesterol.
Yes, oo.
Kasi sunod-sunod na
Sunod-sunod
mga yung
Lechon.
lechon kawali, yung
yan.
Pero masarap lahat.
Sa pagdating
Crispy pata.
Tapos pero ang hindi natin napupuntahan, dapat puntahan natin yun. Banawi, alam mo?
Ay, oo, nakakapunta ako ron,
Yung
The best.
Chinatown, na mga masasarap na kainan Chinatown, nandiyan na ngayon sa
Andun na.
Banawi.
Oo.
Correct.
Balita ko. Oo.
Oo. Hindi, kasi nag-evolve yan yung Banawe. Kasi di ba doon yung
Lahat ng spare
parts ng mga kotse.
Kotse, yes.
Tapos nagkaroon ng repair places. Doon yung bagsakan ng murang parts.
Yes.
Pag mag-iintay ka ng kotse mo na nire-repair, maganda yung may kakainan ka. So, yung restaurant row, buo ngayon ng car row. So, gustong-gusto ko yung mga na yan kasi labanan yan eh. Yung everything is in one place. It's also good for business.
Yes.
Kasi kahit yung mga restaurants, gusto nila where there are other restaurants.
Oo.
Para natural na yung marketing doon. Yung market the district.
As a matter of fact, mas maayos dapat yun eh. Row is the row. Para
Alam mo, sa totoo lang, napansin ko pa, mas madali pa nga makakuha ng parking doon nagagawa ng paraan kesa sa mall.
Oo, hindi.
Totoo yan.
Totoo yan. Ganyan
Ang dami
din
watch your car boy.
in a very real sense, ganyan din nangyayari sa ngayon in the case of what President Marcos is doing. Which is,
Okay, gusto
US
niya,
ha, pinupuntahan ka namin ha, Europe, nag-ano kayo, mag-invest kayo rito. Pero alam mo ba, despite everything else, Trixie at Joel, ang mga Chinese, very, very active. Hindi lang nagpapaka,
Quietly
hindi
active.
lumalabas. Kagaya ngayon, that's why, kaya ako nakaganito because I'm going to attend a signing ceremony for the long delayed kasi panahon pa ni President Duterte, tapos na to dapat yung Panay River multi-purpose dam dyan sa tapas sa Capiz. It's supposed to be a project of na National Irrigation Administration, irrigation
So,
at
agriculture to o may power din.
agriculture at saka power and water. Kasi
And water,
wala nang tubig ang Iloilo City. This is ipapipe
God.
niya from that particular dam. And hindi na wala yung mga originally inano yan ng local government ng si good morning Mayor Nonong Palomar at yung mga
Morning
NGO.
po. Iloilo to?
Yes, sa Capiz.
Capiz.
Oo. Ngayon, hindi na wala yung mga Chinese companies. Ngayon, it's China Energy. Kung sabi niya, hindi. Kasi sabi, wala ko kaming pera para gumawa na ng feasibility. Yung tapos na, engineering and feasibility study. Sabi nila, no, kami na. We will finance that so that we can continue with this kasi may kasama rin na in that particular area, it's a huge area kasi itong tapas na ito. And it's at the boundary of, tri-boundary ito Iloilo, Antique, at saka Aklan. Meron silang workout doon. And
May mga kaibigan ako ron tama.
tapos meron silang nung panahon ni si President Duterte, sabi niya, sige, tuloy na natin to. Inano na niya. Pumunta pa nga siya doon at lahat. Hindi natapos dahil walang pera ang gobyerno na magawa ng mga final na feasibility studies at lahat. Sabi nito mga China Energy Company, kami na lang, we will just finance that. We will do the final update, the feasibility studies and engineering design.
Pupunta mo signing
na. They'll finance. They will do it na.
Wow.
Kailan ang completion nito?
Siguro before the end of the term of the president.
Tapos ilang capacity?
Malaki ito
MLD, liters per day.
ang estimate nila is about more than 1 million
Oh.
Malaki. At saka 300 or 200
It's a dam.
Dam.
Okay.
At saka yung series.
Series.
Hindi
okay.
hindi yung
So mini
Hindi.
dams na sunod-sunod. Series dams.
Series.
Less
parang
yan?
years yan. Yung
Parang
umaapaw.
Correct.
Yan, ganyan.
Dapat ganun yung sa kaliwa.
Actually, mas
maganda
mabuti
yun.
yun.
Oo,
Dapat
less
ganun.
yung
Kasi yung malaking
less ang environmental dapat.
yung impact niya sa environment, less trees ang
Less trees,
mapuputol.
workout mo dyan. at lahat.
Right.
At mas maliit yung babahain mo na lugar.
So, ano ito? And then they have 250, 300 megawatts. Tapos meron din silang solar. Sila rin. This Chinese company. Solar farm, 500 megawatts. And they're going to continue with the program of President Duterte and Secretary Simato. 5,000 hectares of bamboo plantation.
Wow! Iba-ibang klaseng bamboo.
Magandang mabisita
Uy, ang daming
yan.
species ng bamboo,
Maganda ito. Maganda
Lalo
ito.
na pag
And there's so many that are here.
Oo.
May kinocultivate yung giant
Yes,
ngayon,
yung
di ba?
giant
Yung
na
giant bamboo. Yung ganun kalaki yung
That's an excellent
As a matter of
industry
fact, alam mo ba,
manufacturing.
over the weekend, Joel at Trixie, I got to talk with the sister of Jack Ma.
Okay.
Rebecca Ma.
Jack Ma.
Okay.
She is
Rebecca
a
Ma.
lawyer. Napaka-ano siya. Tapos sabi niya, I've been here before the pandemic. We tried to do some things, small things. It's not huge things. Sabi niya, we are investing, trying to do some things, etc. But it's very hard to talk with your bureaucracy.
National o LGU?
Oh my God, oo.
Sabi niya,
Ayan.
Ayan,
sabi niya, for example, in our case, we do small investments, we do some things, etc. But we also do some other things, cultural, etc. Excited
May
siya na.
cultural exchange agreement
Yes.
tayo with China from the 70s.
Excited siya nung sinabi ko, Trixie, Joel, na alam mo, rundown na yung Philippine High School for the Arts
Yan,
in Los Baños. Oh, is that so? Sabi niya, let's take a look at it. We may be able to help because we want to have some exchanges and I understand before you had some folk, you have bayanihan, etc. And everything. Where are these now? Sabi
They
niya,
lost their home kasi yung folk arts is
So sabi niya, we want to do these things because in our province, tiga Sichuan siya.
Okay.
Sichuan sila. Sichuan.
Sichuan.
Sabi niya, we want to do this kind of things and we want to work with the universities as well, aside from just investing. Sabi niya, they are also going to invest in solar and then yung agriculture. Sabi niya, we are working on agriculture. We want to do some things in agriculture. Pero yung nagtaka ko doon sa culture and the arts, sabi niya,
Interesado rin sila ron,
and in Sichuan, we have a lantern festival. It's an international festival and we would like to invite the lantern makers of the Philippines. Pare,
Pampanga.
sabi, okay ito. Sabi ko, one of these days we should have some kind of tayo lang, Karambola, and then we can.
Correct.
In a way, dovetails sa dapat sa DTI, tourism,
Creative industry.
Creative industries. Maano siya. Sabi niya, but it's very hard. Hindi siya nagko-complain. We gave some we gave some introductory letters, etc. that was about a year ago.
Natulog.
Parang hindi sinasagot.
Hindi sinasagot.
Oh my gosh.
Sabi ko, kambambira.
Grabe, nakakahiya.
Oh, mabuti nandito pa to. Sabi ko nga eh.
Hindi, usually pag ganyan, magpa-partner sa private sector,
I-ano natin sa
Gusto
private
nga nila
sector.
Hindi, private sector.
Private sector.
And then
Doon
the
naman talaga
universities.
mag-umpisa.
Kasi yung private sector may connection
And then universities. Like sabi niya, we heard that you had the madrigal singers, yung mga ganon, and then you had this folkloric dance groups. We want to do something.
Mahina ngayon ng
Parang ganon din.
Noon, ang lakas namin, well, this was the time, Dr. Laya, all the way up to nung si Ambet, ang head ng NCCA, ang dalas niyan. Kasi nga, may existing cultural exchange agreement that was signed during the first Marcos administration.
Yes.
So, ang lakas, that's why we send scholars there. Ang lakas
Yung
natin
scholars,
magpadala ng And in fact, they send journalists, and now will be one of the first batch of bloggers that will be sent to China.
Okay. Iba yun.
So,
And then sabi niya, we want to do these things. We can have, you can have in a specific university, you can have Chinese studies. In our university, we can have Filipino studies.
Yeah.
We can have exchanges. Teachers, students, and the like. And then, of course, IT. Kasi IT nga sila, Jackma nga eh. So, they want to work on this thing.
Kita mo yung ganyan.
We had...
Hindi naman sila demonize ng US State Department.
Hindi. Kasi in the previous administration, meron silang talks na ganyan that I inherited sa press secretary's office. And we continued because they want to look at our broadcast facilities and help if they
can.
If they can. Kasi di ba, ang daming donated na equipment sa PTV dati. Pero nandun yun sa Davao, dun sa I don't know why they built it in Davao. The broadcast technology now is you can broadcast from anywhere.
Yeah.
So it was not even necessary to put it in Davao.
Put up ka ng building yata.
Ayusin lang yun nandito. At any rate, we inherited that. And so we're working out yung mga ganyan. Maraming gustong mag-donate ng It was a matter of making sure that interoperability ng equipment mo. At saka, yung purposes. So, yung cultural exchange agreement, I was very aware of that. So, it was easy to, pwede bang ipalabas yung Philippine programs sa kanila, while at the same time, pwede rin naman tayong tumanggap ng programs nila. So, that's part of the exchange agreement. Tapos, you also want programs that explore yung common heritage. So, yun yung dapat itinitake up ngayon ng NCCA, but medyo tahimik eh.
Siguro kausapin natin ng NCCA because it's now under a new administration anyway, so baka mas maayos sila dyan. And then sabi niya, we understand that Binondo is the biggest Chinatown outside of China.
And one of the oldest.
Sabi niya,
In fact, the oldest daw eh.
We can probably explore some things. Pero gusto niya programmatic. In other words, institutional. And then, of course, people-to-people exchanges.
I think we should start with food.
Okay sa kanya yun. Yung food.
Diba?
Yung food. Festival.
Because that's common heritage.
Okay sa akin yun.
Diba? At saka, sabi ko, before, during the time when now President Marcos was the governor of our province in Ilocos, sabi ko, we wanted to put up some kind of yung parang yung Guangzhou Fair. Every year, merong yung fair, yung nandun lahat yung mga products, etc. from various sources. Sabi, that's a very good idea. Why don't we work it out and do it in Ilocos? Sabi ko, of course, why not? Work out.
Anong maganda pa kaya, yan mag-i-ease nung particular tensions na times crop up, di ba, between Philippine-China relations. Sa pinapaypayan naman ng sektor,
Hindi,
diba?
we have to remember na lahat ng diplomatic relations, iba-ibang level na pwedeng hiwalay-hiwalay. So, trade agreements, diplomatic agreements, yung mga territorial claims, security, culture. Yun yung una nating treaty with China. So, well, it's not a treaty, para executive agreement siya. Cultural exchange. So, most of the time it's China who takes our scholars. Ang dami nilang benefits. Kaya nga nung di ba? Naiwan doon sina Mario Miklas.
Marami.
Sina
Sina
Chito Santa Roana.
Jimmy Cruz,
our current ambassador.
Saka sina Eric Bacolina. So there was tama si Trixie, levels yan. Of course, there was a party-to-party arrangement.
Okay.
It happens.
So, hindi, may party naman. Well, the China is ruled by a certain party, and you talk to that party.
Of course. Yeah.
So, ang problema rin kasi some people are reacting to the term communist. So, when you're dealing with a country that is communist, it's easy to mistake yung local politics natin with the international one. With those are two completely opposed ideas, actually. So, and if you look at communism Chinese style,
Iba yan.
Iba.
it's one. Sa totoo lang, it's really a different flavored capitalism.
State capitalism.
State capitalism.
Kaya nga kagaya ngayon, there are like we have our own PDP Laban, NUP, yung mga lakas, etc. They have party-to-party talks with the CCP, Communist Party of China, of the People's Republic. Nagagalit yung iba, ba't ka nakikipag... party-to-party nga Hindi mag-usap kayo.
PDP Laban with the
CCP. Diba?
We have a president kasi who has no party. So, it's not unusual for these two.
Baka yung mga party list na yung mga naturally affiliated sa China, nagseselos. So, bakit yung kinakausap yan? Dapat kami lang.
Actually, hindi sila interesado because they have been cut off already. A long time ago pa. Hindi na sila the same. They're not ideologically the same anymore. Not for
malaking problema
20 plus years, more than 20 years. 30 years na.
Kaya ang nangyayari, halimbawa PDP Laban, NUP, NPC, these are the parties that work.
Oo, yung...
So, they have more in common.
Especially
yung states na ganyan.
Ganun.
Samantalang sila stuck in the past.
Yes. Parang ganun.
Stuck in the past yung mga datihan.
Hello. Welcome to the 21st century.
Most of the leaders, most of the leaders, including Xi Jinping, went through rehabilitation camps. Kaya yung mga yan, yan?
So they know what it's like.
So they know what it's like.
So,
meanwhile, ganun naman talaga. US din naman gumagawa ng ganyan. Diba? Japan. Sinasabi nga ni Conrad at saka ni Senior Ray, they had the 3-week orientation. In Japan, iba naman ang ginawa nila dalawang to.
So, mate, while we're on the topic of international relations, such as it is, yung sa Kuwait, do you know what happened here? Ano nangyari dito sa I know lang that they're denying visas or no longer recognizing visas except for those that are in residence.
Already there.
Pero mga 3,000 daw affected, di ba?
Of course. Because yan yung mga anti-pipeline napapunta dapat.
Ano nangyari? What was the violation? I am not seeing it.
I think it was more of, di ba nagkaroon ng kiskisan because of what happened to yung pinatay
kababayan natin.
Yes, kababayan natin. And of course, necessarily, we have to react and do something about it. And
diba, now, they worked out an agreement with the former president and it was going well. So, yung inaano ko is, what happened? What was there?
Hindi nagkasalo.
Nagkaroon ng escalation. And then, unfortunately, we have a new group of diplomats, Filipinos there na hindi nila na follow through yung mga ginawa.
Interesado, may mga taga-subaybay tayo, I'm sure. Nasa Middle East. They want to know anong sitwasyon.
Not getting any info.
Ang main issue, of course, we have to make sure that justice take its course, pagdating dyan sa mga ganyan. Ang parang sinasabi ng mga Kuwaiti officials or something, you have about 200,000 workers here. two or three sometimes get into this kind of
correct.
problem.
Yes.
Does that mean that we have to escalate and make it a big issue for all of us, making us look like we are a band o we are a country?
So umabot doon. Minasama
oppressive
nila.
sila.
Parang ganon.
At
ano ba yan? Parang ganon.
ang tanong ko siguro kung John, that escalation did that emanate mula dito sa what do you call this, sa Ross Boulevard or doon sa
Hindi, ang ano niyan
Ross
is
Boulevard para
the other groups outside of the government. Yan ang mga tumulak ng kung ano-ano. Ay, kailangan ganito, ganyan, etc. Hindi na salo ng ating bagong ambassador doon. Dati kasi si Ambassador Lumondot, nasasalo niya eh. In other words, nakakausap niya yung mga nasa
yun ang trabaho nila.
Yun ang trabaho mo
ruffle feathers.
Yung smooth
diplomatic.
You have to be able to do that Especially in the Middle East. Parang tayo face to face.
Hindi ka taga-Congress, taga-Senate dito ng babanat.
No. Kailangan meron kang
may tao ka doon
just to
Again, ang hirap magsabi, hindi ko alam kung ano nangyari.
Yan ang nangyari doon. I think nawala doon si Ambassador Lumondot and then we have a new ambassador. Parang hindi pa niya nakakapa.
Hindi pa gamay.
Parang
kasi for the Kuwait government to do that, nag-escalate. Nagalit.
Nag-escalate talaga.
Mahirap yung kausap pala eh.
Parang something like that.
At ngayon, apektado nga yung ating mga kababayan.
And we hope that we'll be able to balance things somehow. Especially in the Middle East, parang tayo yan, Asian eh. Yung mga mukha.
Face.
Parang ginawa nyo naman kami, parang napaka...
barbaric country na ano eh.
You have 200,000 workers here in the country. Five, for example, got into this kind of a problem. Can we not just talk about it and work it out?
Yeah, and we'll fix the problem.
It cannot be nangyari sa media or something. Layo niyan, hindi nila papansinin yun eh. It's something happened sa discussion nila.
Yes, I think so. It happened, ganyan.
So, ang tingin ko dapat, unang gagawin natin dito is de-escalate.
De-escalate. Which should really be...
Ganyan naman talaga dapat sa diplomacy. You de-escalate para there's room to talk for negotiation.
Hindi mo pinipaint in the corner.
Hindi pa talaga malinaw kung ano yung trigger dito. But we're waiting for news on this one. In the meantime, tayo din, wag natin i-escalate yung issue. Ang daming trabaho na affected. Hindi tayo prepared for the outflow of this.
Like for example, right now, one of the main issues here sa kanila rin is yung bagal ng ang bagal ng processing, etc. Yung ganung klase. A lot of those things, small things that can lead to bigger problems. Yung mga nasisira yung anong sistema namin and everything. Yung ganon. And then, alam mo ba, for example, pagpunta sa Middle East, most of these countries, you have to have a medical certificate. Yung visa mo mag-expire. All of these things cost money. Hindi, ang laki ng problema mo pag ang bagal mo mag-process or something like that. Mga ganong klase. And then, of course, I also understand mayroon ng mga business na nag-fail in terms of relationships. Kasi there was supposed to be a the Kuwait Fund, World Fund. They was supposed to invest in the Philippines for some. Hindi rin nasalo yun. Parang nagkaroon nila with
somebody dropped the ball here.
Malalim-lalim yun.
Medyo.
Kasi ang mas naiisip ko, Atty. Trixie, kung Jonat is potentially, again, nanguhulala ako yung, di ba yung nangyari nga ng case nung kababayan natin, baka yung prosecution nung kung sino man ang inaakusahan o may sala ay baka nababagalan yung ating mga diplomatic officials doon sa proseso at ang bagal yan, ba't hindi pa hinuhuli yan o ba't hindi, baka gano'n
it can happen.
Kaya nga
but then yung sinasabi, Kuwaiti Fund ka pa sila sabi, mas mabis.
May mga business activities.
They were going to invest here.
They were going to invest they got into some trouble somehow.
Okay.
So marami rin yan.
So I think, so ibig sabihin may
sana
mga issues
maayos,
talaga tayo sa ating local red tape for investment.
Yes.
So siguro DTI, you want to
take a look at
this kasi benta ng benta ang presidente natin. Pagdating dito, hindi maka-invest yung mga tao. Sayang. That's or wasted effort. Magbabalik ang Karambola. Oras natin ay 05 ng umaga.
Oras, hatid sa inyo ng NGCP.
That news was brought to you by ACS Manufacturing Corporation, ISO certified, world-class quality.
ACS.
RPN Radio Philippines Network, Radyo Ronda, DZBS Baguio, member kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
Pag inuubo, plema. Pag hinihika, plema. Pag hirap sa paghinga, parado ng plema. Ilabas ang plema sa bisa ng lagundi. Plemex Forte Lagundi Capsule and Syrup. Ang Plemex Forte ay gawa sa natural na dahon ng lagundi na tumutunaw at nagpapalabas ng plema. Para magaan ang paghinga, hinto ang ubo, tigil ang hika. Ubo, Plemex. Hika, Plemex. Hirap sa paghinga, Plemex. Madaling tandaan, plema? Plemex! Basta lagundi, Plemex! Vitex Nigundo L. Lagundi Leaf is the generic name of Plemex Forte.
Pride Bar, hindi lang puti, kisla puti.
Pag nilaban sa Pride Bar Blue, ang puting damit ay magiging
Mas puti ito, mas puti ito, mas puti ito.
sa Pride Bar Blue. Pwedeng hindi na ako magtina, anyel o bleach dahil ang Pride Bar Blue ay may power whitener na nanunuot sa bawat hibla. Kaya ang damit ay kisla puti at panayan pa sa kamay.
Mas puti ito, mas puti ito, mas puti ito.
Pride Bar Blue with power whitener. Di lang puti, kisla puti. Pride Bar Blue. Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified. World-class quality.
ACS.
Si Mommy at si Washing Machine believe sa Pride Washing Machine Detergent.
Hello, Washi!
Hello, Mommy!
Laundry day na naman! Ready ka na sa mancha, chocolate, putik, libag?
Kaya yan ang Pride Washing Machine Detergent. May triple stain-away formula. Tanggal ang makapit, madikit, at malupit na dumit mancha. Easy ang labada.
Mula noon hanggang ngayon.
All you need is pride. All you need is pride.
Pride Detergent, manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified, world-class quality.
ACS.
Asos mamisos, nagrawat kayong tata. Salsalan yun sa amot namin na siltiyo.
Mabisinak nga raw. Sana balik. Tasi kamot ni mangilibre. Sana ya.
Una, ngam, kurang tipagbayad ta.
Ha? Ay naspa.
Apay pailaan, abapang kayo iti panganan, ang mapiting kayo. At tuyan, ti Samji Station, eat all you can. Wen gagayem, husto tinangagyo, eat all you can. 350 lang ti maysa, at dan ti unli pork kan unli chicken nyo. 450 pesos met no unli beef, unli pork, kan unli chicken. The Samji Station. Eat all you can. Ada discount para kadagiti ubing nga tawin iti 5, ngaging ga iti 12. Discount para kadagiti senior citizens ken PWDs. Saan laday ta? Makarelax kayo pa'y kada Biyernes, Sabado ken Domingo gaputa adati live acoustic banda. Amang rugi alas 6 iti rabii, ngaging gat alas 9 iti rabii. The Samji Station. Eat all you can. Masarakan iti second floor, 3K Building, Swamp, Kilometer 6, Butag, La Trinidad, Bigat. Nakalukat da alas 10 iti agsapa, ngaginggat alas 10 iti rabii. Asidad da ito'y iti opisina ti Rafi Tulfo in Action Office. No kaya't kita pa-reserve, kat mabalin. Umawag kayo laeng, uno text iti numero 0916-282-7868. The Samji Station. Eat all you can. Ne, apay nga tata, kinanyumot din ultimo lata.
Ay kit ko namat ngamin nga. Eat all the can. Naspa. Oh!
Star Wax, Star Wax, Wax. Star Wax, Star Wax, Wax. Always remember, sa paglinis, pakitabin ang sahig. Mrs. Star Wax, Star Wax, Wax. Kitang na to the max.
Star Wax, the #1 floor wax. Adaan waterproof formula. Sibukan man iti danom, nagsubliti sila piti datar.
Star Wax, Star Wax, Wax. Kitang na to the max, max, max.
Star Wax floor wax. Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified, world-class quality.
ACS.
This station is a proud member of the Kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas, celebrating 50 years of serving the nation through responsible broadcasting.
Balikan natin ang ating mga karambulista at ang programa Karambola sa DWIZ.
Wait. Tapos, in March, the Senate sought an apology for the abuses in Kuwait. So, ngayon, after tumahimik. So, Mayo na the last call for a halt to the deployment was in February and March. So after some hiatus, now it is the government of Kuwait that is announcing it, saying that there has been a breach of the agreement on such deployment. So, hintayin natin yun.
Kuwait ang bumanat, ang nag-react. Ika nga.
So, yung last was yun. That was it, March. The rest are so yung trabaho talaga ni Secretary Toots Ople is not going to be easy. It's not
crucial
easy right now.
Pero hindi
quite
hindi
crucial.
Kasi ngayon kailangan mahirap para kayong tumutuloy ngayon sa dalawang pampang yan yung one on the side ng dito sa Pilipinas, kailangan mapakita na inaalagaan natin ang katayuan ng ating mga kababayan na nasa Middle East, sa Kuwait.
By way of backgrounder also, Kuwait din yung issue ni Presidente Duterte dati, di ba?
Right.
So the agreement was actually set dun sa previous administration.
Kasi
Gawa din dun sa
di
ba? Na yun ba yung refrigerator incident? Yun.
Nagka-problema.
So nagka-problema ng ganon. So na work out yung at the time kasi before the president then articulated yung kanyang kung ayaw ninyo we'll pull out all our workers, he had the upper hand. So as a result of that, an agreement was hammered out between the two governments. Now the issue, according to the release of the Kuwaiti government, is that tayo yung hindi sumunod sa agreement. But yung mga naririnig natin on our end is of course the natural reaction to the death of another migrant worker. So tingnan natin how this is going to be worked out.
Pero yun na nga, ewan ko kung paano natin babanggitin to, pero ito yung realidad. Ito nga dito sa ating thread na mga comments is that, kasi naman mula sa ating legislatura, sa Senado, particularly, mayroong mga malalakas na boses na kasi nagbato ng mga
malalakas na hindi diplomatic.
Na hindi diplomatic yung lengguwahe na ilang ating mga magigiting na miyembro ng legislatura ng Senado na ano ba yan? Pinapatay nyo ang aming mga kababayan, ganyan-ganyan. Medyo yan nga, pagka yan nakakaabot, nakalagpas ng dagat, papunta ibang bansa, medyo siguro na hindi diplomatic ang dating sa tenga ng mga Kuwait, pamahalan doon. So, kaya nagkakaganito rin.
Ayun. Meanwhile,
that's about as diplomatic as I can get. Anak na,
huling-huli naman.
Learn from me how to be diplomatic when you mention these sensitive things. Kaya lang yun. But mahirap na. Toots, Secretary Toots, really.
We wish you all the luck and strength.
Any tulong na matutulong namin, andito naman kami. At, kasi kilala naman si Secretary Toots, yan ang kanyang raison d'etre sa buhay. Ayusin talaga yung katayuan ng ating mga kababayan sa ibang bansa.
So,
trabaho.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, iniintay ng ibang taga-subaybay natin in discussion daw on the acquittal of former DOJ Secretary at former Senator Laila de Lima.
Let's face it, Atty. Toots, meron din mga kaibigan na nakakasalukuyang malungkot dahil sa nangyari nung eleksyon nung panahon ng Mayo, ay yung tingin nila, mabuti na lang, ayan na, may kinabukas, di ba, may ilaw sa mula sa tunnel. Pakawala na yan. Ganun na sila. Diba?
Hindi pwede.
Hindi pa pwede.
May other case pa. Okay, so 3 cases ito. Okay. The first one was supposedly for extortion. It was dismissed on a demurrer to evidence. Ibig sabihin, yung prosecution was not able to come up with sufficient evidence. It was not necessary for the defense to present evidence anymore. So, dismiss na yan. 2 cases left. These 2 cases are the drugs cases talaga. So, related rin sa droga yung una, pero it was about Peter Ko.
Okay.
So, dito naman, Peter Ko pa rin yung sa kasi testigo siya dito these last two cases. So, okay. Ang nangyari is acquittal. Bakit, ano yung basehan ng acquittal? Supposedly, nag-rest siya sa recantation. But wait!
Para bumaliktad siya sa kanyang testimonya. Pangalan ni Rez?
Ragos.
Okay.
Ragos. So, sino ang mga akusado dito? Laila de Lima, Ronnie Dayan. And if I'm not mistaken, hindi, tama. Yung, kasi yung pamangkin niya was in the first case. And is still, buhay pa yung first case, na-dismiss lang kay, Senator Laila. So, dito, ang mga akusado, Ronnie Dayan, Laila de Lima, and may acquittal. It's an acquittal based on, reasonable doubt, tinatawag. So, ito yung sinasabi ni Sec Boying na, just because na-acquit doesn't mean walang kasalanan. Kulang lang yung ebidensya. Anyway, but now that people have read the decision, kasi nung una sinasabi kasi recanted, etc. May mga lumalabas na, among others, of course, si former Sec Panelo has his own opinion. We read the decision. Okay. The recantation, of course, front and center, yun yung ginagawang dahilan ng hukuman. Yung recantation ni Ragos. So, here are the weaknesses that we are seeing in the decision. Normally, tatanggapin ko yan. Pero I think may mga problematic areas itong decision na to. Number one is that it rested solely on the recantation of Ragos. There were many witnesses. Yung mga taga-NBI. Si General Magalong testified in this case. Of course, Ragos, Ablin. There was a rebuttal witness presented by the prosecution. So ano yung issues dito on the side of the prosecution? Ragos had testified about delivering money, among others, and his recantations. In almost his entire testimony, kasama niya si Ablin. Si June Ablin. NBI yon. Kasama niya si Ragos. At the time, nasa NBI din si Ragos. And he was supposed to be delivering money to then DOJ Secretary De Lima. Supposedly, coming from, established yun. Yung source ng pera na yun, na-established because there were 3 witnesses indicating that this was drug money. So, yung recantation ni Ragos only covers his own participation. Ito yung problema. Ang nag-deliver, dalawa sila.
Pero hindi lang siya ang witness.
Yes, dalawa sila. So, andun din si Ablin. But the court said, nagka-reasonable doubt dun sa recantation ni Ragos alone. May isa pang witness. And the court did not discuss that. So, but it admits that may testimony si Ablin dun. That's one.
So, isa yun.
Second, 3 beses tumestigo si Ragos. Sa Senate, sa House, sa RTC. Tapos, ang claim niya, he claims that he was pressured. There is no evidence of that pressure. Ang sole allegation niya of the pressure was, he was threatened daw by the Pau lawyer. The Pau lawyer testified later on to negate that the allegation na nag-threaten siya. And that, now, tignan niyo yung disparity between those 2 witnesses, ha. Pau lawyer, no indication of there's no evidence on his character. Meaning, wala siyang recantations, wala siyang ganon. Si Ragos, recanted testimony ito. So, may 1 against him already. Kasi ibig sabihin, 3 beses siya nagsinungaling.
Okay.
Prior to his recantation. Sa House, sa Senate, at sa RTC. Okay. In his, the court did not take into consideration yung sinasabi din ng Pau. Sabi ng Pau, teka muna, siya yung NBI dyan.
Oo.
NBI ka, this big bad NBI agent at the time, ako pa yung nag-threaten sa'yo.
Oo.
Di ba? Na parang there's a big disparity and the court did not even discuss yung weight o yung value ng rebuttal evidence. Yung rebuttal testimony. I have notes. yung
So ang PAW it's highly sinasabi
well,
mo nga,
of course yung PAW
improbable, hindi improbable. So, mate-threaten niya yung
so
NBI.
Ablen, rebuttal witness against Lagos recantation was not considered. Yung PAW na paano nangyari yun, na siya yung nag-threaten. In other words, yung evidence ni Ragos or evidence of the defense on the pressure or the intimidation that caused him to say to testify on the guilt of Laida de Lima has not been established. It was refuted controverted siya. Ibig sabihin, ako na rin, sabihin nila, tinreten ako. Sabihin ng tao na nag-threaten, hindi totoo yan. That controverts the fact. In order for that to become a fact, you have to provide evidence. So, he who alleges must prove, di ba? Sila yung nag-prove ng threat, now they have to indicate evidence of that. So, since dalawang, he said, at magka-opposing yun, you have to provide evidence. No evidence was provided on the threat or intimidation that caused the original testimony, according to them. So, yun, on those issues, problematic. And then, i-factor in natin yung mysterious deaths. Tapos yung sabay-sabay nag-recant. Yung, alam mo yun, these are not, I don't believe in coincidences in court cases. Parang, talaga? What an amazing coincidence. Sabay-sabay na konsensya. Diba? Sabay-sabay na. And then, yung hindi na konsensya na namatay. Diba?
Nakinuha na siya ni Lord. Well, yeah, I get your point. So, because of that, parang medyo problematic or
for me, the
flawed.
term for me is problematic.
Yung desisyon ng hukom dito sa nangyaring to.
But it is what it is. Now, in general, dahil acquitted, jeopardy na yan. And you cannot appeal a decision on acquittal. Unless, as pointed out by Secretary Boying Remulla, there is grave abuse of discretion. And very, very 10 million varies. Strict ang higher courts in looking at decisions that basically amount to an appeal. Bawal ang appeal pag acquittal. Jeopardy na But they allow it kung kunwari yung defense ang nag-appeal. So in this case, they're not going to do that. So if the prosecution alleges that the judge here acted with grave abuse of discretion, there's a very small chance that this can be brought to a higher court. Yun ang sinasabi din ng DOJ ngayon. And
paano yung chance ang yun?
Mahirap talaga. For me, kasi nga it's an acquittal. Normally, kasi ako, for most of my practice, about 80% of the time, nasa defense ako So, in general, pagka nakakuha ako ng acquittal, hindi na umaakyat. Now, if the DOJ, the prosecution, firmly believes that they have evidence as to the grave abuse, then I strongly urge that they at least try. It's very controversial for me, yun. So, okay, titingnan ko pa yung mga comments dito. Ang dami kasing nagsasabi, recanted na nga So I was looking all over social media, ano yung mga reactions. And there are two camps. And of course, those that are in shock over
depende, I suppose kung saang political spectrum ka na.
I suppose so.
Ganun nangyayari.
Pero kasi you can't see basta na recanted Kasi
yan noted yun, matama from the legal perspective. So, ang recantation is not the be-all and hindi ito sa earth-shattering event.
Okay. So, in this case, Ragos can be subjected to a charge of perjury. Mababa lang penalty nun, but that's 3 counts, at least. The House, the Senate, all of these were under oath. Ngayon, meron nagsasabi dito na si Presidente Duterte tanggap niya yung decision. fine, tanggap niya. He has no dog in that race. Kasi nga, di naman siya nakikialam dun sa kaso. Tayo komentarista tayo, nakikita natin yung problema ng decision. Diba? So of course, we're going to talk about it. And of course, ako, if you're going to acquit somebody of this stature, who's very hugely political, then you at least dapat masinop ka sa decision mo. Pwede na ako magsalita ngayon kasi tapos na. Dati, hindi ka pwede magsalita kasi sub judice. So now that the decision is out, of course magsasalita tayo. Pwede na So, huwag naman kayo rin, dun sa mga okay lang with the decision, huwag kayong mapipikon if we point it out. So, yun. Pero yun yung Teka, mag-aano lang ako ng mga trolls.
Hindi, I was about to say, dala rin niya ng siguro. Hindi, walang kinalaman dapat yun. Remember yung case na si former Justice, Muntik ma-hostage.
Sino?
Former
Justice Secretary.
Justice Secretary De Lima, Muntik ma-hostage sa Krami ba yun? Hindi ba nagkaroon ng weight yun sa decision ng hukom na...
Hindi, pero it became part of their political rhetoric.
Ano yung sabihin nun? Part of their political...
Unjustly detained na nga siya. Tapos muntik pang
ma-hostage.
But I'm pretty sure wala naman negligence on the part of the PNP dyan. May nagtangka And it was very lucky na the guy who saved the day there is the police colonel na taas ng rango na sharpshooter pa niya yung galing nung save na yun. So ewan ko, but of course hindi pa muna siya ma-release kasi meron pang third case. Now there's dun sa third case maraming akusado dyan. So this is it's a drugs case also, pero ang complainant dito aside from the VACC were two former deputy directors of the NBI, si Ruel Lasala at si Reynaldo Esmeralda. They allege that si then DOJ Secretary De Lima used her influence to appoint certain people doon sa Bilibid, to facilitate the drug.
Bola sa DWIZ.
That news was brought to you by ACS Manufacturing Corporation, ISO certified world-class quality.
ACS.
Sumainyo ang programang Karambola sa DWIZ. Hanggang sa muli, tayo'y magbabalik upang ihatid ang pagtalakay sa iba't ibang mga issue. Dito pa rin sa programang Karambola sa DWIZ.
RPN Radio Philippines Network, Radyo Ronda, DZBS Baguio, member kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.